Sup, everybody, man? It's your boy, Mr. Dugai, coming at y'all with another episode of Dropping Dimes with Mr. Dugai. And tonight I got a big situation, man. I am going to do my annual Philadelphia Eagles 7-round mock draft. We have 11 picks in this year's draft, and I got a selection for every single pick the Eagles have this year. And tell me what, and leave in the comments, tell me what y'all think. And if y'all like it, please get this over to Howie Roseman so he won't screw up another draft for us this year. But before I get into this video, man, for everyone, if you want to give me a follow on my social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, I'm going to have all that information down in the description box. May not always get a chance to respond to questions and comments on these videos, so feel free to DM me. And whenever I get a chance to, I'm going to get back at you. Come holler at your boy, yo. Like I mentioned, man, 11 picks in this year's draft. We moved back in the first round from 6 to 12. So let's get into it, yo. For my Eagles first round pick, the number 12 overall pick, I have the Philadelphia Eagles taking Alabama cornerback Patrick Surtain Jr. Now, I know some people believe that he may not be there, and that may very well be the case. Um, but I feel like he will, yo. A lot of people think that Dallas is going to take him at 10. I'm telling you this. If Kyle Pitts is on the board at 10, Dallas is taking Kyle Pitts. Like, whether we okay with it or not, Dallas will take Kyle Pitts at 10. I'm willing to, like, bet on that. They would have to really hold Jerry Jones down to pass up on that pick. I mean, they took CeeDee Lamb in the first round last year when he was there. They like the flashy, very athletic, very skilled players, which nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying, I feel like they would do that over taking the corner. So I think that Patrick Surtain Jr. will be there. Look, man, I like this guy a lot. Clearly, he got good genes with his dad, playing in the NFL for so long. Actually coached by his dad in high school. 5-star recruit coming out of high school. Just a lockdown corner. He isn't the fastest guy in the world, but he has great technique and he has great ball skills and he's physical. He will jam receivers up at the line of scrimmage. He plays with great technique. He just knows how to play the position, and he's very, very talented. That guy would be great, yo, going on the opposite side of Darius Slay. He would be a day one starter as an outside cornerback for us. So that's what I think we should do at number 12. I would absolutely love that pick. Second round, we have one second round pick, the 37th overall pick. And look, I know people gonna say he may not be there in the second round at this pick, but I think it's a good chance he will. I went with LSU wide receiver Terrence Marshall Jr. For the Eagles 37th overall pick. Before y'all say, "Oh, he ain't gonna be there in the second round," just think about this. Like, just look at last year, for example. T. Higgins was a projected, late first round pick. Um, Denzel Mims was a late projected first round pick. They both fell to the second round. Later in the first round, guys tend to look for other things. They tend to look for defensive line depth. They tend to look for offensive linemen. So it's a chance that he falls to the second round. And I think if he does, I definitely think the Eagles should snatch him up. Look, volume receiver, big play wide receiver, and at his size runs a 4.38, is very, very, very productive. What people don't understand, look, I'm an LSU guy also. Coming out of high school, out of him, Justin Jefferson, who was a first round pick, could have been rookie of the year last year. Jamar Chase, who's going to be the first receiver taken in the draft this year. Out of those triplet at receivers, Terrace Marshall was the highest rated recruit out of all those guys. He was the guy that everybody thought, was going to be the clear cut number one receiver. But, he did his thing, man. Big guy, physical, runs very well, great hands, just a number one type receiver that this team needs. We have a bunch of complementary receivers. Travis Fulgham for a little while kind of looked like he could be that number one high volume wide receiver, but he kind of, whether it was Alshon Jeffrey coming on the field or whatever, he didn't have that same production later in the season. Terrence Marshall Jr. is a guy coming in, could give us great production, could be a high volume wide receiver. So if you could get Patrick Surtain and then Terrence Marshall, man, we cooking with something here. So I like Terrence Marshall Jr. at pick 37. You go down to the third round, yo. We got two third round picks this year, actually. With the first pick, with the 70th overall pick, I have the Philadelphia Eagles taking Jamon Davis, the linebacker out of Kentucky. Look, this guy is amazing. He flies around and he does a little bit of everything. He blitzes the quarterback, he stuffs the run, and he's out in coverage, making interceptions and making things happen. He's all over the field. He's the type of linebacker that we need on this roster. We knew that Jim Schwartz was allergic to linebackers. Hopefully with Buchanan coming in this defense, I'm not saying he's Darius Leonard or nothing like that, but it'll be nice to have that player that we look at as our version of Darius Leonard. I know we got we got Wilson, but we got him on a 1-year deal. A guy like Jamon Davis could come in and compete for a starting linebacker job and be a mainstay in the middle of that defense for a good while. I think that would be an absolute steal for us as a third round pick. I got Jamon Davis, linebacker out of Kentucky. For our second third round pick, the 84th pick overall, I have us taking Hunter Long, tight end out of Boston College. At some point, we expect Zach Ertz to be gone. At some point, we don't know what's taking. So look, I love Ertz, but it is what it is. I know it's coming. So he's not quite Kyle Pitts or nothing like that. But look, this guy is very productive. Big body guy, a natural catcher of the football. He's somebody that we could go out there alongside with Dallas Goedert, and he could get down the seams and make contested catches for us. He made a lot of contested catches at Boston College. He's a very, very good tight end. Was one of the top tight ends in the nation, actually, as far as production. Very, very big time player, and I would love to have him as like our new number 2 tight end. So I got us taking Hunter Long, tight end from Boston College, with the 84th overall pick. We go down to the fourth round now. We have one fourth round pick. With the 123rd overall pick, I have the Philadelphia Eagles taking Ronnie Perkins, an edge rusher out of Oklahoma. Man, he's very athletic and very got a great burst coming off of the line of scrimmage. Brandon Graham is getting older. Derek Barnett, we don't know exactly how long he's going to be on the team. We have Josh Sweat, who's done some things. Ironically, Josh Sweat was a guy we took in the fourth round, a couple of years ago. Ronnie Perkins could be the same type of player. Just very, very extremely athletic, knows how sniffs out plays, knows how to get to the quarterback, knows how to bring down ball carriers. Was the best pass rusher on that Oklahoma defensive line. I just would really like to have a guy like that, especially to bring along as a rotational player where he could come in and just go 100 miles an hour. You're not going to play every snap. Go in whenever you get your number called. Go out there and go get the quarterback. Go get the ball carrier. I would love to have him. I got Ronnie Perkins as the 123rd overall pick for the Philadelphia Eagles. Now I'll go down to the fifth round. We have one fifth round pick. For us, I got for the Philadelphia Eagles for the 150th overall pick. I have the Philadelphia Eagles taking Khalil Abear from Virginia Tech, running back from Virginia Tech. Highly productive, like very, very highly productive. A little physical also. He would be a nice 1-2 punch along with Miles Sanders. Look, we love Boston Scott. We love what he did, but he's not really a consistent, change of pace back like a guy that you could bring in for your starter to go along as a 1-2 punch. Bear is all of that, yo. Like I said, very, very productive at Virginia Tech. One of the top rushers in the nation. He could come right, got good speed, but he breaks tackles. He could spell Miles Sanders, a good bit. If Nick Sirianni is truly coming from this Frank Reich, tree, like Frank Reich ran the football a lot with the Indianapolis Colts. And if we could get that guy on this team, Miles Sanders, Khalil Hebert, that would be a really, really nice 1-2 punch of two very explosive young running backs. I would love to get him, and I think that would be a good spot for us to take him. I got us taking Khalil Hebert with the number 150th pick. Go down to the sixth round now. We actually have three six-round picks, actually. With the first six-round pick, I have the Philadelphia Eagles at number 189 taking Dax Milne, a wide receiver from BYU. He got, to me, I see some Cooper Cup in him. Not saying he's going to be productive as him, but I see that in him. All the hype about Zach Wilson, he's going to be the number 2 pick in the draft, and everybody loves him. Look, Dax Milne was not only his number 1 wide receiver, but he was his roommate. Like, they were roommates at BYU. Another guy with great production, top receiving target for Zach Wilson. Just knows how to get open. Not the biggest guy, not the strongest guy, but he's a pure route runner and someone who just knows how to get open. He could probably compete, for that slot receiver position. I just like him, man. I just like him. Good possession receiver. Get open, 3rd and 5, 3rd and 7. You find him, he catch the ball, he move the sticks. That's the type of receiver I would love to have on this team. We got, if we get the Marshalls and the other guys that could be the more explosive players, could get down the field. You need someone to be the underneath type of receiver for whenever everything is covered downfield. And I think that Dax Milne could go out there and do that for us. So yeah, pick 189. I got Dax Milne from BYU, wide receiver for the Eagles. Then we get back-to-back picks in the 6th round. Our first 6th round pick, pick number 224. I'm surprised. I see a lot of scouts got him going this low. But I like Kelvin Joseph, cornerback out of Kentucky. I like this guy a lot, man. If we could get him at this position, that would be awesome. When he started off at LSU and he played a good bit, as a freshman at LSU. But then, Derek Stingley Jr. came along and everybody knew, like, he's going to probably be the number 1 corner taken in the draft next year. So when he came along, Calvin Joseph knew playing time was probably going to dwindle a little bit because they already had an established corner in Christian Fulton on one side, and now you got Stingley on the other. So, he transferred to Kentucky, and look, he did his thing. We all know about Devontae Smith, the Heisman Trophy Award winning wide receiver. Just go look at the tape when Kelvin Joseph lined up against him. Now, he wasn't on him the whole game because Kentucky never made him follow him. But it was 2 plays in particular. When Devontae Smith was on him, he ran 2 go routes. One, Joseph was with him hip to hip. Ball was incomplete. The other one, man, he completely blanketed him, out-muscled him, and intercepted the football from him, yo. Like, it was very, very impressive to watch. He's a tall, got long arms, rangy, was a big recruit coming out of high school, like I mentioned. If you could get this guy here in the 6th round, that would be amazing. Darius Slade, we don't know many more years he has with us. He's an older corner. He's in his 30s. So if you could get, for future, you could get Patrick Surtain Jr. on one side, and you get Kelvin Joseph on another side. On the other side, you have 2 long, rangy, physical, athletic corners, to hold it down. I would love to get him at this spot, yo. So I had the Eagles taking Kelvin Joseph, cornerback out of Kentucky, with the 224th overall pick. With the next pick, the pick number 225, this guy, I love this guy a lot. I have us taking center slash guard. He played guard in college, but a lot of people project him to be a center in the NFL. Quinn Mertz, out of Wisconsin Whitewater. Look, go watch this guy on YouTube. Like, the workout routine that he has in Canada with logs and trees, and he was even carrying around a propane tank. This guy is an athletic freak. At over 300 pounds, he dunked the basketball. Like, they got video of him going up and dunking the basketball. When we think about center, we think about the athleticism that Jason Kelsey has, how athletic he is, how he's the best, the most athletic center in the NFL, how he could get out on the edge and pull, this guy is an athlete. So if I know there's talk that Sam Marlowe could be, the center whenever Kelsey does decide to call it quits. And maybe that is the case, but this like with this guy here, he plays guard, he plays center also. And he was dominant. They didn't play last year because due to COVID, that the program just didn't have a season. But if you go look at his tape at the pro day, he dominated, yo. He absolutely dominated. The only reason he's even a 6 round projected pick is because he played at such a small Division 3 school. But I'm telling you, this guy is athletic. He's physical. And I would love to have him on the Eagles, man. I think we should definitely grab him at this spot if he's available. So with pick 225 in the 6th round, I have the Philadelphia Eagles taking Quinn Mertz, center slash guard out of Wisconsin Whitewater. Now we get to the 7th round. Our last 2 picks of the draft. We have 2 7-round picks. The first one at pick 234 overall in the 7th round, I have the Philadelphia Eagles taking quarterback Sam Ehlinger from Texas. Look, this is where we take a quarterback, Howie. Like, do we need a quarterback? Yes, we should draft one. Joe Flacco is 100 years old. He'll be good for about a year to be a backup. Nate Sudfeld is off to San Francisco. We need one more young quarterback to kind of compete for that backup quarterback role in the future. But you don't take him in the first or second or third round. I'll wait till the 7th round, like, to take that. That could be your quarterback factory when you could develop guys. But look, Sam Ehlinger is a winner. He's not the most polished quarterback, which is why he's projected as a 7th rounder. But he's a winner. He got a lot of Jalen Hurts in him as far as he's physical, he's strong, he could run really. He's not the fastest guy, but he has really good mobility. And he gives the balls to the receivers that he needs to get him to in times he needs to get it to him. A winner. I remember a couple of years ago when he played LSU. Man, he went toe to toe with Jambalaya Joe Burrow, yo. He went absolutely toe to toe. I think he threw for over 400 yards, and he had another touchdown rushing. Big time player. Very, very, very productive. Was I think a 3.0, might have at least a 3, might have been a 4-year starter at Texas. I'm gonna have to go back and look, but I know he's at least a 3-year starter. It's a nice young guy to bring in this quarterback room to learn and to develop, and hopefully could one day be our backup quarterback. So with pick 234 in the 7th round, I got the Philadelphia Eagles taking quarterback Sam Ehlinger from Texas. Now with the final pick in the draft, 7th round pick 240, I have the Philadelphia Eagles taking Mufasa Johnson, a defensive tackle from Colorado. Look, productive, like very, very productive, has a great motor, which he is a perfect guy as a rotational defensive tackle. Look, we lost Malik Jackson. Now, I'm not saying this guy is Malik Jackson, in his prime, but a guy that you could bring in to give Fletcher Cox a blow or to give Javon Hargrave a blow, he's going to go out there and give it everything he has. He's going to empty the tank on every play. So this is a guy that I definitely would love to bring in the camp. and compete, for that defensive tackle rotation. Like I said, very, very, very productive at Colorado. Just go back and look at when they played Nebraska, how he chased down Martinez. And that Martinez is a very athletic quarterback. So that's somebody I really would like for us to grab, late in the 7th round. We could develop to be that, kind of like how Bo Allen was for us back in the day. So 7th round, pick 240. I got us taking Mufasa Johnson, defensive tackle from Colorado. All right, so there it is, yo. That's my mock draft for the Philadelphia Eagles. Real quick, I'm gonna just run down the names. Pick number 12, Patrick Surtain Jr., cornerback from Alabama. 37, Terrence Marshall Jr., wide receiver LSU. 70, Jamon Davis, linebacker Kentucky. 84, Hunter Long, tight end Boston College. 123, Ronnie Perkins, DN Oklahoma. 150, Khalil Abed, running back Virginia Tech. 189, Dax Mim, wide receiver BYU. 224, Kelvin Joseph, cornerback Kentucky. 225, Quinn Mertz, center/guard Wisconsin Whitewater. 234, Sam Ellinger, quarterback Texas. And 240, Mufasa Johnson, D tackle Colorado. But all right, y'all, that's all I got for y'all tonight. Appreciate y'all checking out the video. Tell me what y'all think of my mock draft in the comments. But make sure on Monday at 7 Eastern, 6 Central, 4 Pacific, I'm going to do a live Q&A. Y'all come on there, ask me anything, tell me anything. I answer your questions, respond to your comments, and give you a shout out on the live, yo. Y'all should join me. It'll be some good stuff. Until then, yo, y'all have a blessed one. Fly, Eagles, fly.